Welcome to Movie Insight Global. Today, I'm going to explain the American psychological thriller film called Joker. Spoilers ahead. Watch and enjoy. The movie is set in 1981, where lower and upper strata people live together in Gotham City. The main character of this film is Arthur Fleck, who lives in this city with his mother Penny. He loves comedy, and one day he wants to become a great comedian. His idol was a host who used to run a great comedy show. He wished that one day he will also be with that host on his show. He worked hard for it. Then the scene cuts to Arthur. We can see Arthur dressed in a clown suit, standing on the road, holding an advertisement signboard. Some delinquents show up on the scene. They tease Arthur and flee with his signboard. He runs after them to take back his signboard, but they make him run after them, and they attack him and hit him with the signboard on his face. Arthur goes down, and they start kicking him when he is down. He cries and he goes to his employer. He narrates the entire episode to his boss, but his boss does not believe him and in turn blames Arthur for the mistake. He says Arthur has lost his senses and is incompetent, giving excuses all the time. Boss says he will not pay his salary. Arthur, low on confidence, does not even defend himself. Arthur is dejected and wants to go home. On his way back, he thinks to himself that no one believes him. Coming to his house, he starts to dance. We can see that Arthur is weak and not in good physical shape. Next day, Arthur tells the incident to his co-worker Randall. Randall says to him that what had happened with him was unfortunate, and he should be more careful next time. Co-worker gives a gun to him and says to keep it with him for self-defense. This will help Arthur to defend himself when in trouble. Then Arthur leaves to his house. On the bus, there is a kid in the front seat. He tries to make him laugh. Then the boy begins to laugh. His mother does not like a stranger playing with her son. She tells Arthur not to disturb, but Arthur starts laughing loudly. Actually, Arthur suffers from neurological disorder that causes him to laugh at inappropriate times. He cannot control his laughter and starts laughing anywhere. He gives a card to that lady, which explains about his disorder. He reaches his house and takes his medication. Actually, these medicines are expensive, and he cannot afford them. He depends on the social services for the medication. One day, he visits his psychiatrist, and she says to him, "Show me your diary. What have you been writing?" She reads his diary. She finds a written statement which says, "I just hope my death makes more sense than my life." Then Arthur goes to his house and his mother asks him, has he received any letter from Thomas? Arthur says no. Not even today. Thomas is shown as a rich businessman who helps people in need. His mother says to him that Thomas will surely help them after learning their condition. Next day, he sees Sophie, a single mother with her daughter, in the elevator, but he does not speak to them, and he returns to his house. His mother again asks him about the same letter. Arthur says to her, he will not support us, and what is your connection with him? Next day, Sophie knocks the door and Arthur answers it. She says to him, "I am noticing since few days that you are stalking me." Arthur replies, "Yes," and says, "I like you." And Sophie is taken aback and starts to smile, and their friendship develops. Arthur gets an opportunity to entertain children at the hospital. It is Children's Hospital. When Arthur is entertaining the kids there, the gun falls out from his pocket. All the kids present there will be scared. He does not know how to react at that point. He is fired from this job as well. He calls his employer and tries to explain, stating, "It's just a toy gun." His employer does not believe him, as Randall lies to their manager, saying that the gun was Arthur's own. Arthur is again disheartened and thinks his coworker had forcefully given this gun to him. On the subway, still in clown makeup and depressed by the layoff, there are three drunk businessmen of Wayne Enterprises on the train. They are harassing a woman on the train. Arthur begins to laugh uncontrollably because of his disorder, and those three men think Arthur is laughing at them. They ridicule him and beat him up. His mouth begins to bleed. Arthur tries to tell them about his condition, but three of them don't listen to him. Arthur shoots two of them in self-defense and kills the third one. He starts to run after killing three people on train. He locks himself in a lavatory. In the beginning, he was scared, but he begins to dance there. It appears he is not regretful. He is at peace now. TV is broadcasting the news about same killings as he comes to his house. Thomas is seen talking there. He talks about 3 people who were murdered. They worked for him, and they were killed by a clown. He sees citizens are supporting the clown instead of feeling sorry for those three. They are protesting against the rich people in clown masks. Arthur visits his psychiatrist. She tells, "We are meeting today for the last time, because social services have stopped their funding, and his treatment cannot continue." Arthur is left without his therapy and medication. Then we see Arthur on the stage performing to the audience. He is unable to make them laugh. In anxiety, he begins to laugh loudly. His stand-up routine goes poorly, and he comes back to his house. His mother says as he returns to the house, "My son, post his letter which is for Thomas," which says Arthur is Thomas's illegitimate son. He says to his mother, "Why did she keep it a secret from him all these years?" His mother tells him, "She did not do it deliberately. Thomas and I had feelings for each other, and we also wanted to be married. But I belonged to the poor family while he was an aristocrat. So we did not marry because of the societal norms." Arthur goes to Wayne Manor to meet his father. When he reaches there, he sees Thomas's young son Bruce standing behind the gate. Arthur begins to talk to Bruce and misbehaves with him. Meanwhile, Thomas's butler Alfred comes there. He says to that kid, "It's not good to talk to a stranger," and he asks Arthur to leave. Arthur says, "I will leave after telling the truth. My mother served for 30 years at Thomas's house. They used to like each other. And I am not the son of any other, but Thomas's own." The Alfred tells him that you and your mother are both mad. He has fabricated this story. Hearing it, Arthur scuffles with him and runs away. At his house, he learns that his mother had a health emergency, and she has been shifted to the hospital. 2 police officers arrive to meet with him at the hospital. They ask him, "Do you know about the 3 victims who were murdered in the train?" Arthur says, "No. Never met them, and I don't know about the killings." He knows that her mother has been interrogated with same questions by police. Results in Penny having a stroke. He visits his mother and Sophie is also sitting next to him. On the TV, the same comedian is doing a show who is Arthur's favorite TV host. That comedian who is his idol. He starts to smile while watching. Suddenly on the TV, they show Arthur's poor performance on the stage. Actually, Arthur's idol comedian Murray is making fun of him, when Arthur was unable to control his laughter on the stage. This disappoints Arthur and feels bad that he is publicly criticized. The man who had motivated him has let him down. Arthur comes home and the TV is broadcasting news. That entire city situation has gone worst. People have come on the streets and wearing the clown masks, and they are protesting against rich billionaire Thomas. Animosity has increased towards him, and they are all against Thomas. Arthur is happy knowing it. Everyone had put on the clown makeup. He feels that his work has been complimented for the first time. People are protesting in front of a private movie theater. The rich people are watching a movie in that theater. Thomas is also there. Police arrive there in order to stop the commotion. Arthur goes through the crowd. Arthur somehow sneaks inside the theater. He goes to the lavatory of the theater and Thomas is also there. Arthur confronts Thomas and says, "I am your son. Penny is my mother." Thomas says Penny is delusional, and Thomas punches him. As a result, his nose begins to bleed. Arthur returns to his house. He receives a phone call from the police officer. Actually, police want to interrogate Arthur about the killings on the train. Arthur comes to know that his best-loved comedian has invited him on his show. Actually, the routine comedy clip of Arthur which was played on his show had increased the popularity of the show, because people loved it. But he remembers what Thomas had told him about his mother. So he visits a psychiatric hospital where her mother had been treated. He runs away after stealing that file record. He reads the written statement that Arthur's mother was in relationship with another man. He used to torture her physically and also abused Arthur. The man was arrested and sent to jail where he died. Distraught, Arthur returns home and enters Sophie's apartment. Here it is revealed that she does not exist. She was just the part of his imaginations. He used to visualize her. He thinks about his mother. He goes to the hospital and murders his mother by suffocating her with pillow. At the house, he finds a photo, something written on the back. It said, "I like your smile." Written by Thomas. And this photo belonged to his mother. He realizes that his mother was telling the truth. He begins to apply his clown makeup. Being dejected, he is blank about the happenings around him. Then his co-worker Randall comes by. He says, "I want to ask about the recent killing of 3 men on the train." Arthur doesn't think twice and kills Randall brutally in his house. After this, Arthur gets ready and wears a colorful clown suit and face paint. He prepares to go to his favorite comedian's show. He is very excited. And he dances on his way. Both police officers follow him, who are investigating the recent train murders. But Arthur runs away. He boards a train while running. The train is filled with clown protesters. Police cannot search him in the crowd. Arthur escapes and gets off the train, and he goes to his favorite comedian's show. Murray meets with Arthur and says, "Are you also in clown dress? Are you also revolting against rich people?" Arthur requests him. Arthur asks Murray to introduce him as Joker. Then their live transmission begins. Audiences get excited to watch him. They start to applaud him. Arthur's favorite comedian asks him a question that, "Why have you come here wearing the clown makeup?" Clown replies, "I always wanted to be happy. People liked me in this look, so I preferred to come as such." And he starts to tell jokes. Here he confesses to the audience. He tells everyone on this live transmission that he was the one who killed those 3 men on the train. He says rich people ill-treat and insult the poor people. He says the society abandons the mentally ill. Has anyone given attention? Has anyone raised a voice against upper strata? Or tell me if someone missed the victims. Why do the people are raising their voice if I have killed any wealthy man? He starts the rant about the society. Are wealthy and famous or special ones? He says, society is corrupt and controlled by the rich. He tells Murray that you invited me here today because the popularity of your show has increased due to his video clip. Insults Murray for mocking him on TV. When Murray criticizes him and threatens to call the police, Arthur shoots and kills him on live TV. People are frightened and begin to run outside. But Arthur sits there and smiles confidently. He enjoys the moment. Police arrests Arthur for the crime, put him in the police car and drive away. But Arthur sees that there are many rioters on the street supporting him. They are cheering him. Some rioters get into the ambulance, and they crash the ambulance into police car. The police car comes to a grinding halt and people rescue Arthur. People surround him and he stands on the car. People start to cheer him and applaud him. His mouth and nose bleeds. He never cares and starts to laugh and enjoy the moment. He spreads his hands in joy and smiles. Now, he had become the idol of everyone. He is really happy now. As people around him are celebrating the clown, the scene cuts to Thomas and his wife and son, but one of the rioters corners them in the alley and shoots Thomas and his wife, but he spares young Bruce. Then we see Arthur laughs to himself about a joke. He does not stop laughing. The psychiatrist asks him, "What is the joke about?" Arthur says to her, "You will never be able to understand it." He attempts to escape the hospital, and we see bloodied shoe prints left behind. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching.